Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs podcast? Welcome to the Chiefs Blitz Podcast, brought to you by ChiefsBlitz.com, your top source for Chiefs news. Our podcast is produced by Bowtie Sports and hosted by Nick Athan, Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, Hense Todd, and special contributor, Fox 4 sports reporter and anchor, Harold Kuntz. Please like and subscribe to our show. Now let's talk Kansas City Chiefs football.
All right, welcome back to the next edition of the Chiefs Blitz Podcast. I'm your host, Nick Athan, with Mr. Lou Montagna, Coach Andre Tillman, and Mr. Hense Todd. Apologize for Monday's show. We kind of had to cancel the last minute. Sometimes life gets in the way, and sometimes they put pebbles, and sometimes they put boulders. So we had to push a few boulders out of the way. But we are back here on Wednesday, February 4th, as we get set to talk about the hot topic, the coaching staff. Before we get started, let's talk about our sponsor, Underdog Sports. You're looking to play one of the best games out there with the Super Bowl this Sunday. It's a great way to play. You can play 5, get up to $100 in bonus entries. Make it easy around here. Just go to underdog.com, put in the promo code Chiefs Blitz, and get your chance to win a whole bunch of money. It's a pretty fun game. I love doing it and done pretty well at it this past year. So I want to appreciate Underdog for signing up for year 2 of our sponsorship. So we look forward to there it is. Use the code Chiefs Blitz right there, and you will be in the running for, I don't know. We're not doing a contest now. You had your chance last year. You didn't get it done.
Super Bowl is made for props.
Oh my God.
I mean,
you can have so much fun, and you can play multiple games at once. Throw caution to the wind. It's going to be a great game. We'll talk more about this game on Friday.
I remember a day, now I'm going to sound like a date myself and be the old man here, but I remember a day when you only had props in the Super Bowl. Now you can bet props every week whenever you want. You can build your own props. But, back in the day, it was you had to wait till the Super Bowl to bet on individual players, whatever. Then there would always be like a basketball game that day, and then they would you could build one with, say, Michael Jordan stats or Magic stats or Bird stats on that particular day, depending on who was playing, and parlay it with a Super Bowl prop. But anymore, you go in, build your own. You can you could put the total at wherever you want to put it, but yards, touchdown, whatever, on a particular player, and the odds will change accordingly. But you are in control, man. You can make your own play. Yeah, it's not like the old days when you go to the barbershop in the back room, the bookie would be there. You place your bets, you play your parlays, and you hope if you win, you get paid. And they hoped you lost. It was a lot. And you could just basically do score, and that was it. So there was no over-under of points. It was just simply the spread of the game itself. Those are the old days, really old days. Nonetheless, you guys don't know anything about that. It's all online, nothing face to face. Yep. Nope. Those are the days. Hense is gonna be a silent movie guy moving forward. He's becoming an actor in silent movies. Back from
mic. I hit the wrong mic button. So
that's all right. Of course you did.
I just said, back in the day, you know, if you didn't show up and get your bet, you know what I mean, or get your money showed up, you know, somebody probably showing up with a bat or a stick. You know what I mean?
All cash in advance.
Long time between haircuts, man.
Yeah, long time between haircuts and avoiding Guido. Yep.
So, yes, sir. Somebody swimming with the fishes, huh? That's what they just say.
That's right.
You're gonna be swimming, all right.
They're gonna be swimming up.
Might not make it to the fishes.
Might not make it to the fishes. There's some scary times back in the day.
Man, shit.
Everything is online now, so you know what I mean. You know, everything's electronic, so you can get there and play.
Play responsibly. Only bet what you can afford to lose, and it makes the game a little bit more interesting. But just don't get carried away, right?
Yeah.
Well, Lou, I think they still do get carried away. Lou,
well, some people do, but I think
heat of the moment, you feeling it, get carried away.
The one good thing about the online ones is that there are some controls, and they're not going to let you get overextended, right? I mean, so there's But by the same token, you still have to be an adult and again, play responsibly. You don't put your family or yourself in trouble for any
Makes
reason.
sense. Yeah. Makes sense, Lou.
Yep.
Makes sense.
All right. So we got some Chiefs stuff to talk about, huh? We haven't been around for a while. Let's go.
So
we gave them some time to breathe, Lou. We gave them some time to breathe and appreciate.
And Super Bowl's this weekend, and this Chiefs still aren't playing football. I don't get it. All right. So from our own crew, this is straight off the presses of the Chiefs Blitz. Giants head coach John Harbaugh is dipping back into the Andy Reid tree once again. On Tuesday, the team is expected to hire, and I think it's been made official. Chiefs former OC Matt Nagy as their new offensive play caller in New York. So
I thought he was going to Arizona.
That was.
I thought he was
Adam
going to
Schefter.
Arizona, Lou. What happened?
They do tend to, I don't know, mess up things on a fairly regular basis. Maybe they had, he was there, he was ready to rock and roll, and they're like, nah.
I feel you.
Yeah. Well, anyway, as long as you're in some proximity to Sean McVay, you're going to get hired, right? And not all due respect to the guy, and they're tremendous coaches. Obviously, they go on to do great things. But,
it's a tough family tree, Lou. They tough. Them boys are tough.
McVay,
under that family tree, they're very successful.
A lot of them actually are from the Shanahan tree, but they're all kind of combing.
That's a powerhouse. That's a great family.
Yeah, Mike Shanahan's staff back when he was in Washington, they didn't win a lot, but it was like an incubator there. I mean, the LaFleur's, AOC, McVay.
Yeah, man.
His son, right? That's some good guys.
Yeah, some good coaching there. Good tree. Good tree
so
of coaching.
Neg's got his job. I think. I mean, obviously, John Harbaugh has never called plays. I don't think he has any interest in calling plays. Not really his thing. So I think Matt's going to get his opportunity to run his own show. Got the young quarterback in place. Mm-hmm. You've got plenty of weapons with Neighbors, Tracy, and Scattervoo in the backfield.
And Tate. Tate's coming over there too.
They've got some high draft picks. I don't know who Tate. You were like in the draft?
Yeah, Tate.
Okay, we'll see. I mean, maybe they, like I said, they do have a high draft pick, but we'll see which way this thing goes.
Maybe Love. I don't know. Maybe Love go over there.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, they're not going to take Love.
They got plenty of picks that would be interesting with the two backs they already have. That if they went with another one, that'd
be crazy.
Might be a little overkill, but no, I could certainly see them taking one of the top receivers. Wan'Dale Robinson is a free agent. See if he comes back. But if Neighbors comes back healthy, and you throw in,
Jordan
Tyson or Mekhi Lemon,
teammate,
any one of those guys.
Yeah, we don't know how long it's going to take Scatterby to get back on the field either.
Yeah, so
pretty
he will eventually. So those are the guys that Matt's going to deal with, and I think they're in good shape, and they've hired a good staff.
He's going to work for a good coach too.
Yeah.
We got to figure out what's Nagy's philosophy on the offense. Who is Nagy without?
We don't have to figure that out anymore.
We're gonna find out. Will you bring it to the Giants? I expect that offense to be top 5 in the league. You dig it? Top 5 in the league. So that's what I'm expecting.
All right. Well, don't jump the gun. Don't jump your gun. We'll get to that here in a minute.
That's interesting because you didn't want any part of him in Arizona. You really didn't like him in Kansas City.
No, sir.
But you are truly expecting that.
I speak it into existence.
That is probably.
Yeah, man.
I don't know if that's shade. I don't know if it's like I'm going to put the expectations so high that he may not be able to reach it, even if he does an excellent job, and then I'll have something else to bitch about. So that's what it sounds like to me.
Lou, I'm a big part of the Nagy bitching squad. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. So I don't know. How are you getting that expectation?
Nagy wasn't even the guy for me. Y'all know it. He was underwhelming.
Exactly. So then how is the 180 where you're expecting him to have a top 5
because
offense?
Y'all love Nagy. Y'all love Nagy. Y'all say Nagy's the best offensive coordinator out there. You know what I'm saying? I want to see him be top 5.
Yeah, but okay, but again, you're saying we love him. You don't love him. You don't think he's very good.
That's why
but
said
why are
he
you
should
expect
be top 5?
So why are you expecting a top 5 offense?
Because y'all love him so much. Y'all talking about he's the best offensive coordinator. He took the Bears to the promised land and all this other shit.
How about we generate an original thought? Don't steal from somebody else and say this.
Who's stealing? I don't like Nagy. I never liked Nagy.
We are well aware of that fact. You say
Nagy is horrible. Shout out to EB, man. EB's back.
So can you see how ridiculous the statement is that he's not good at his job? He can't coach an offense, but now you're saying I expect him to have a top 5 offense.
Damn right. It's y'all fault, Luke. It's y'all fault. Y'all hyped him up.
Okay.
Y'all hyped him up. So I'm just
so basically what I'm hearing Dre say is
there's no logic to what he's saying.
Is it logic? So, I'm just being fair. So no. Hey, hold on. Don't do that, Luke, because y'all hyped this man up. Now he going to the Giants and y'all telling me
now if I said okay,
so why y'all did that?
No. If I said I expect Nagy to have a top 5 offense, that would make sense because maybe I did hype him up. But you don't. You say he's horrible. So why would you think that he's going to have a top 5 offense if he's horrible?
Because y'all said it. Y'all beat down EB for the longest. Y'all beat down EB. Now you're going to the Giants. Now y'all don't know.
I feel like I'm trying to teach a first grader now.
You probably are.
Generous.
You probably are, Lou. You probably are.
You probably are.
You know, Lou, that was crazy. We got a real OC in Arizona. Man.
Who's your OC in Arizona?
Mike LaFleur, baby. Mike LaFleur, check out the stats and the resume, baby. He's number 1 in every offensive category, baby.
Yeah. Now, is that higher? I mean,
he's turned Puka Danuka into a superstar.
Do you know where they're going to be in the NFC West next year?
Hey, where? Where, Nick?
4th. They don't have a chance to beat the big 3, catch the big 3.
Maybe. Hey, it don't even matter. All I'm saying is I want y'all boys to be top 5, and that's my expectation.
A little closer to 3rd.
That's my expectation, boy.
So Lou,
you missed us on that day?
That's what it was. Lou and Nick. Now I'm gonna put y'all on the screen because Dre. What I'm thinking Dre is saying. Dre said y'all guys hyped up Matt Nagy, so he expecting for Matt Nagy, don't have worse than the top 5 offense. Because that's why I think I'm hearing what he said. He said,
what I'm hearing is
go ahead, Lou.
He better have a top 5 offense, regardless of the talent that's there, because you guys hyped him up. Because maybe it's just not really semantics, because the words are saying
red, Lou.
The words are saying one thing, but I believe you're right, Hense. There is a different meaning to what this.
Oh, Lou, break it down. How you want to break it down, Lou? All I'm saying is your guys might be ass this year, and I'm just saying, man. You know what I'm saying? So
now,
I don't care what he does in New York.
That makes more sense. Now that makes more sense now for you to say that he might suck because you don't like it, whatever.
Because y'all 2 old guys love to do so damn much that y'all dog walk EB like he wasn't shit.
Well, again, you take that. I mean, forget about what we said.
I'm talking to myself
because I don't believe we ever compared the two, and I don't think I ever said anything bad about Eric Bieniemy. My thought was coming in that they would bring in somebody else that's not from Andy's tree to kind of shake things up a little bit.
That didn't happen.
And I do believe that Eric will do what Eric does for the team. And I'm not saying that wasn't needed. He certainly would be. And that's why I said, I mean, if you were able to bring him in as the running back coach and then maybe somebody from one of these other trees, that whether it was Cliff or McDaniel or somebody like that. But again, in my mind, I thought that's what they could do, but I always knew that they were never, ever going to do that because Andy Reid is Andy Reid, and that's what he does. And that's what we expect. And he is one of the best all time. So maybe this is just a little reset. He had a bad year, maybe a little too stubborn.
So basically, we're gonna be on EB and Matt Nagy watch. What offense is going to be better?
I think
right.
Well, I don't think there's a comparison.
Coach is going to be doing it.
See, and Nick ain't making it no better. Talking about only no comparison.
I mean, you just look at the two quarterbacks. I mean, come on.
The only thing I'm looking for is the wins. That's really all I care about.
Yeah, I'm looking for the ingredients in the cake. I want to know how the cake is made. You know what I'm saying?
We'll talk about that here in a little bit.
That's beautiful.
All right, we spent 15 minutes asking Matt Nagy.
Before we get into that, I wanted to announce some news. That I'm bringing somebody on board.
We got breaking news.
We got the music this time. Yes.
Starting next week after the Super Bowl, my son came and asked me, can he be a part of the team? He wanted to do the YouTube shorts, so he wanted to break down the players and everything else. So I told him, yes, we ain't got nobody that's doing it anyway. So, he can break down the shorts and everything else. So it will be a young man out there with a handsome face like mine doing the YouTube shorts. So, hey, I had to break it down.
You got to get that younger demographic, man.
You got to get that Shanahan tree going for podcasting, man. You pass it down.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We make it Zell. We don't know. We make it Zell.
I don't know, man. We'll see.
Can we put a name to your son and give him some Ezekiel Todd?
Yeah.
He's very intelligent, I might say, because he was the anchor behind Hense winning the Super Bowls in Madden.
Whatever, sir. But he graduated early. He graduated high school early.
Congratulations, man. Dude's like little homie. He's very intelligent, man. He's very.
He graduated all his credits 4.0. He graduated with I think it was $900,000 worth of scholarships. And he ain't trying to use either one of them. So
he says so. Hey, man, he's intelligent, but he ain't trying to. He got his mind somewhere else, man. You know what I'm saying?
So the kid got a full ride and says,
he got a full ride. He said, I don't want to go any of those. I ain't going to that. I ain't taking that river.
I'm gonna sit here and do some shorts for Chiefs Blitz. All right.
Hey, man, love it.
I might want to question the intelligence now.
Yeah, man.
Hey, he said he didn't want no scoot debt. He said he don't want all the scoot debt because we found out that some of the scholarships that you still had to pay out of pocket.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what he said.
Right.
But why bring them onto the
anyway?
tree?
We're going for that younger demographic. So
one more y'all
know how it goes. Y'all know how it goes.
Get that
hey guys, we ain't been together in a long time, so don't judge us. But other than that, Lou, what do you have for us today? Your red dot guy.
Guys. I don't know if it has been a while. This is a whole different ball game here. Hence, these are the red dots. These are the guys that are off the beaten path. They're not first or second round picks. It has nothing to do with the Gold Jackets. You don't have to bring that up. Come on. The red dot guy, these are guys that you just will, pound the table for. Not necessarily a first round, second round, maybe not even a third round pick, but guys that you just feel like you want them on your team. And I think the first week we hyped up Ted Hurst. Last week was Kyle Lewis from Pitt. Both guys really showed out pretty well at the Senior Bowl. Jalen Kilgore is the guy for this week. And you see him right there. South Carolina's defense over the last couple of years
phenomenal.
has put a bunch of guys into the NFL. And just last year, you had second round picks in Nicky Manwari, who is arguably the defensive rookie of the year. TJ Sanders, defensive tackle in Buffalo, is the second round. Demetrius Knight in Cincinnati, the linebacker. Kyle Kennard, defensive end for the Chargers. And then also Tonka Hemingway, defensive tackle, also fourth round pick from the Las Vegas Raiders. But if you watch Kilgore, I'm not going to say his game is like Manwari, but he has a lot of that same vibe to him. He's very versatile, right? And it's kind of right up Spags' alley. He can play the nickel. He can play corner if you need him to. He can play free safety. Now, some of you might say, hey, that sounds a lot like Shamari Connor. Well, he's a little bigger, he's a little thicker, and a little faster. They list him at 6'1", 211, projected to run a 4.48 40. Like I said, he was in the Senior Bowl, had some good marks for that. Just looking at some of his positives, elite size and speed, as I mentioned, very physical guy, comes up and hits people. Controlled violence was one of the terms that is used to describe him. He's a former wide receiver, so he really tracks the ball well.
Richard Seymour, like
contested catches. He's right there with the receivers.
My bad, Richard Sherman.
I mentioned the versatility and can play three of the positions. I believe with the Chiefs, they'd be looking at him more for the free safety position. We'll talk about free agents on Friday in terms of the Chiefs' current free agents, like Brian Cook. That would be somebody that you might see him maybe take that spot if he were leaving free agency.
Right.
But great communicator as well. You see him on tape communicating with his other DBs, natural instincts. That's what keeps showing up in the tape, is that just natural ability, kind of reads things. But, as far as negatives, that can get him in trouble sometimes too, because he will gamble sometimes in coverage, where if he thinks he's reading the quarterback, he'll jump some routes on you. The technique needs to catch up to those instincts. So those are some of the negatives.
At least he knows how to turn around.
And he can also get, I'm sorry, just one last thing, get a little handsy in coverage. You see this a lot with college corners and DBs, is that they're able to kind of still maintain contact with receivers as long as the ball's not in the air. Whereas in the NFL, past 5 yards, that's a penalty. So the technique and footwork, again, needs to improve and needs to catch up to this.
So let me ask you this. So he can play safety and he can play DB, right?
Nickel, he probably could play corner, but again, it's more technique stuff. So this would be like a perfect guy for Dave Merritt to kind of like mold him into whatever they want him to be, right? Because he does have all those different skills, and if they get the technique right, this kid could be kind of a steal.
And he runs a 4.4, man.
Day 3 probably, maybe day 2, like late 3rd, but more than likely, 4th, 5th round, something like that.
Hey, real quick though, Lou, man. Looking at his stats, man, he's very consistent. The last 2 years, man, he almost averaged 30+ in tackles. Last year, he had 5 interceptions. Last year, 5 PDs. This year, he had 2 interceptions and 10 PDs. So he's very consistent. He's a very consistent player.
He's been second team All SEC the last 2 years, all freshman in 23.
Oh, man.
So, I mean, he's, that's no matter what you want to say about that league, and whether the Big Ten is kind of caught up and surpassed them, you still got a ton of great athletes, ton of great players in the SEC. So. And like I mentioned about the South Carolina defense, they've been putting in some studs over the last few years, and that hasn't gone unnoticed. They haven't won, like 10 games a year, 12 games every year, but they're in games. They play tough against the best teams, and these guys are making a name for themselves in the NFL. And for those of you that are of a mind, he goes by J. Kill.
J. Kill.
I got him going into the first round. You remember we did a live mock draft. I had him going into the
J. Kill shot.
That might be a little rich. That might be a little rich, but hey, he certainly could. We'll see. Hey. I mean, you still got a lot of the process to go through, so we'll see what teams, how they'll value them.
Is taking at number 9.
The fact that Eamon Wari is playing at such a high level.
South Carolina doesn't
hurt him at all, because they're, again, similar players, not quite as big. I think Eamon Wari is more like 6'3", 220, but he's like 6'1", 211, can still move and do all these different things.
That boy from Seattle, we just stated, he's a monster, bro. Coverage wise, you don't know who he is. He a DB or he a safety, and he can hit. I said he's an X factor in this Super Bowl, because that man, you put him anybody, he's shutting him down.
Yeah, definitely a chess piece, and certainly the type of player that Spags would love and Dave Merritt would love. And it's a position of need for the Chiefs, looking at kind of the way things might shake out here in free agency, and the fact that we honestly still don't know. Maybe we do know what we have in Shamari Connor, but it seems like he plays out of position. I don't know that he quite has the coverage skills that maybe a Kilgore or Jaden Hicks we seem to think has. So we'll see. It'd be interesting. But I like this kid a lot. Red dot for the week. Jalen Kilgore.
That's the kill shot. Maybe the kill shot at 9, guys. Maybe the kill shot at 9.
Yeah, I don't know about
No,
that.
he ain't.
No,
I don't know about that. I had him. Dre told me, he was like, "Why you drafting him?"
That would be a buzzkill shot at 9.
Remember that?
I'm like, oh shit.
I see what you did there, Nick.
Huh?
I see what you did there.
Yeah, that'd be a buzzkill for sure.
You remember? I had him. I drafted him to the Eagles when I allowed mock draft, and Dre was like, "Why are you drafting another corner with the Eagles?" I said, "Hey, I feel like
I said, why would you draft another corner to the Eagles?"
I said, I feel like he's gonna go to. He might slide up into the first. First
honestly,
round,
that probably, as you mentioned, the Eagles. I mean, he's kind of like a Cooper DeJean type player.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cooper's pretty good.
Yeah, Cooper.
We'll see about that. So let's get into the show demographics.
Let's keep rolling, Hense. Let's just move on.
Let's keep rolling.
Go ahead, Luke.
A place of familiar faces. Look at what the Chiefs are doing. They bring back EB. We got a shot there. Now, again, nothing official with Deland McCullough, but, they're probably going to get an entire new staff there. We'll see what Clint Kubiak does after the Super Bowl, but also you got Chad O'Shea there, wide receiver coach. So overhauling the sideline. Here we go. Andy Reid is hiring veteran DB coach CJ Cox as a defensive quality control coach. Cox is rising star coaching world, AFCA 35 under 35. I guess he made that list. The massive track record of turning around secondaries at Coastal, at UAB, and also Kent State. And in another move, the Chiefs are also expected to hire Nate Pagan of Villanova, offensive quality control coach. Pagan was produced all conference wide receivers in 6 of the last 7 seasons. I believe the Chiefs had one of his proteges in camp last summer. I can't remember his name offhand right now.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Was a kid from Villanova. Right. And then, of course, we talked about Deland McCullough a couple of weeks back on Factor Cap, kind of connecting the dots. And lo and behold, Chiefs requested interview with the Raiders, with the Deland McCullough. So I think that would be kind of a coup if they were able to get that. I mean, just night and day over. And again, no disrespect to the guys that had those positions, but between this running back coach and Chad O'Shea wide receivers, just the wealth of knowledge, experience in the league, producing guys at a high level in the NFL is so much different than what we had in the past couple of years at those positions. And those positions are in desperate need because of how young the positions are, especially the wide receivers, and probably the way the running backs room is going to go with, losing a couple of vets more than likely in free agency.
Right. All right. So Andre, with Deland McCullough and Eric Bieniemy reunited, is our ground game officially back to a Super Bowl standard?
You're goddamn right it is. You're goddamn right. You know what, guys? My man, like looking at the picture and whatnot. He went to the Raiders, right? Wasn't as successful over there with the Raiders, right? Then he was Kansas City. He was a part of the historic offensive juggernaut. He was behind one of the best offensive minds in the game. And I'm talking about Eric Bieniemy. You know what I'm saying? He was behind Eric Bieniemy, guys. He was one of the best. You know what I'm saying? He learned from the best. He said, hey, why not bring him back? He wants to come back. See what right now, guys, he playing with the Chiefs Kingdom right now. You know what I'm saying? He playing with it right now. But honestly, for real, I think he comes back. And when he does come back, they are going to the Super Bowl because he's the missing ingredient. Hey, y'all talking about getting Love at 9? If he comes back, Love is coming. The Love is coming.
He coached Love.
He coached Love. It was part of the recruiting process.
Hey, see, everything's falling. Everything's coming together like butt cheeks, man.
Yeah,
you know I think everything's coming together, man.
The flip side, and again, I don't want to beat. I'm going to continue to beat this horse.
Beat the drum,
but the flip side of Coach's argument or whatever about Nagy having a top 5 offense.
You said the 4-letter word again, Lou.
Here we go. The Chiefs better have a top 3 offense, coach, or we're going to have some words about EB and his prowess.
Hey, I'm
right?
with it. Hey, I'm with it. I want that. Yeah. So now, but honestly, if he comes back for real, I'll be like, he's the missing ingredient because he did coach up Love in Notre Dame, right? So I do believe it. He come back, man. This team is going to be put together perfectly. You know what I'm saying? So I see it. I can definitely see it.
Well,
go ahead.
I mean, honestly, I think McCullough did a terrific job when he was here. It's clear the Chiefs are going to change their approach to the running game. That's Eric Bieniemy's special skill. McCullough comes in. Obviously, he was part of the Jeremiah Love success at Notre Dame. It kind of seems like that's where this path is headed for a collision course between Love, McCullough, and Bieniemy, which, I'm warming up to the idea the Chiefs going to take a running back at number 9.
Mm-hmm.
But, I think the Saints are a real threat at number 8. So let's just throw that out there. So I don't want to give these expectations too high. But, I like Deland a lot. I liked him when he was here. You look at the NFL and you look at all these teams, especially the teams that had success in the Super Bowl or in the Super Bowl chase. They all had great running games. They all were able. They generally had 2 guys that could get yards, make plays out of the backfield, catch passes, and I think that's something that's really, really critical if this offense is going to be successfgoing. Is the running back position has to do it. They can't just stop with Love. If they don't think Bernard Smith's that guy, you're going to have 3 running backs to be successful in the National Football League on any given roster. And right now they've got Smith, who's unproven. We all love him, but beyond that, we don't know how it's going to be. But if they do go with Jeremiah Love, they've got the right pieces to make him a Jamal Charles kind of player in Andy Reid's offense. All the parts and pieces will be there. He's bringing the physical talent. And it's just a matter of assimilating the offense, which with that kind of experience at coaching, including, Andy Reid, maybe you bring Jamal Charles in as a consultant. I don't know, but that's going to be a pretty powerful group of people.
You're going to have 2 running back coaches on the offensive staff if Deland is hired. I don't know about bringing in a consultant on top of everything else. I hear what you're saying, in terms of just kind of like going back to the roots. I don't know if Jamal has any views on coaching, but no, Deland. He came in with a lot of promise and whatever, a young up and coming, and again, coach of color on the offensive side of the ball, which there isn't a lot in the pipeline. Nate Shieldhouse looks like he was going to be one of those guys coming up. We'll see what the Rams do once they have to shake up their staff. Maybe Shieldhouse becomes the offensive coordinator there. But Deland was looked at as kind of a shooting star. So it kind of got derailed a little bit, but he has the real opportunity here in Kansas City now to maybe kind of put a little bit more shine on that star. And maybe in the next couple of coaching cycles, he gets an opportunity, which would be pretty cool. In terms of the Love thing, it's great. Familiarity is something we can connect the dots and sounds like a great thing to talk about. I don't know if they go that route anyway. I don't think it matters, but I think Brashard Smith is going to be tickled, and he's going to have to, like I said, somebody get in his ear, get in the best shape of your life, be ready to go at OTAs, right? Because those 2 guys are going to be in his ass.
Come on, man.
Being able to run between the tackles and all the little techniques that maybe he doesn't quite have yet because of his inexperience at the position, but he's got all the skills. I'm not saying he's going to be their feature back. I'm not saying they're not going to take a running back. I'd be shocked if they take a running back at 9, but I'm sure 40, 74, whatever the picks are moving forward, there's going to be one taken at some point. And whoever those are, or free agent comes in, they are going to be gifted 2 of the better running backs coaches in the NFL. in my opinion.
I agree 100%.
I agree 100%. I'm with
I
you.
think they, the standard will be back if they do bring back McCullough. I said McCullough. Think about Home Alone, but if they do bring him back,
Macaulay Culkin.
if they do bring him back, man, I think there'll be a standard. Like Lou said, with Rashard Smith as well, because he did show a little signs of elevation when he did get a chance to get the buckload of the load of the carries. You know what I mean? Maybe they still see something in Isaiah Pacheco. They bring him back, get a little bit. And maybe they got a little Clyde. They say, hey, we're going to fix our first round draft pick. And Clyde, that was hilarious. I'll just play it. But other than that, man, I think they go, they get somebody like Love. But I see John in the chat talk about, he talk about Banks, the golden jacket kid Banks, the 6'6" athlete of freak. Hey, I love him as well, man.
I love him too.
Can he play running back too?
I don't know. I don't know.
You heard what I said. My option would put Josh Simmons as running back. Let him get out there and get some snaps in.
6'6", 330 pounds.
Yeah. But other than that, I would love to, if they can pull him for the Raiders. I was thinking, like, since it haven't happened, he's not elevating from offensive coordinator. He getting the same position. Would that have to, picks have to be involved or something like that?
More than likely, they're going to let him out of his contract because I'm sure Kubiak's going to want to bring in especially on the offensive side of the ball, bring in his entire staff. Now, he still may want to talk to McCullough because I think he's very well thought of, but there's a pretty good chance that Kubiak
they won't stop.
Once they make that hire, that he's going to bring in all his guys at the different positions, especially on offense. I would think.
I would think, considering his friendship with Bieniemy, I think that'd be something that would be respected.
Hey, dig it. Ruben said, don't forget Pierce, man. Pierce is another guy I like. I like Pierce. I like Pierce coming out.
I mean, like I said, all the running backs, whoever is here, is going to benefit tremendously from having both those guys.
He's a monster over there, boy.
I think Pierce remind me of what was his name? He played for the Chiefs and the Jets. Thomas, what's his name? Thomas.
You talking about Thomas? I'm talking about what's this? I know exactly.
T. Rich, Thomas Jones.
Thomas Jones
from Virginia.
He went play for Chicago Bears, Jets, Chiefs.
Yeah, that's what about it. So go ahead, Nick. Get to the next question.
All right, Lou. Does the addition of a rising star like CJ Cox mean our young secondary will finally stop the big plays that cost this team so much in 2025?
I don't know much about CJ Cox. I mean, he's done it at lower levels. I'm trying to think if any guys from Kent or Coastal have come into the league recently. So, I mean, I'd like to see him in action, see him on the field. I mean, hopefully that, he's able to learn from Dave Merritt. I think it would be more so, Merritt's coaching is what has kind of elevated these defensive backs. And I think from CJ's perspective, he is that highly regarded with Merritt's kind of tutelage and whatever, that he will continue to grow as a coach. In terms of big play, I don't know that they really... to me, it didn't seem like the Chiefs were giving up a ton of huge plays. It was just a bunch of where at times it was just kind of like
3rd and 15, 3rd and
daggers
18,
and daggers and daggers, especially in big plays, like you said, Nick, in obvious passing situations. Yeah. So if that's coaching, if that's players, that's experience, just being lined up properly and playing the schemes properly, who knows? But you just got to hope that another year in the system, these younger guys. And again, most of it would be on the safety side of things because those guys are so inexperienced. And that's where the loss of Justin Reed, I don't think that was factored in when they kind of let him go.
Devastating loss.
Well, I think he'll be a big upgrade, you know what I mean? Not over the guy that we already have, but like somebody, another voice, another eyes on this room. Cause like, the third downs and the big plays, it was a lot of big plays that, that you thought, okay, how did they get, how did this get open? Because, they made, what's his name? For for the Jaguars. They made him look like a superstar out there. You know, he ain't even that good. You know, he like a prince, like they always call him. But yeah, I think another eyes on the secondary. You know, what I mean, somebody that can help Jada Hicks, the AKA Golden Jacket Kid. I think he still has it in him. But somebody, you know what I mean, you know, can help the secondary out there. I know Justin Reed in New Orleans was the key voice in that secondary, but somebody that's young that, you know, can come up here, you know, like CJ, you know, somebody that's younger up in there, the other guys, and actually, you know, connect with the guys and get them a little more out of them.
To me, like Lou stated, I don't know much about Mr. CJ Cox. You know, I believe this is gonna be our opportunity to really see who this guy is. Is he a great replacement? Who knows? But can he be a voice? I believe he can be a voice for the secondary. Get him rolling. So, you know, I'm excited to see what this man gonna do. I'm excited to see, can he take this secondary to the next level? You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to see. Can he take this secondary?
A different voice, you know, like you said. I mean, everybody makes good points here in terms of that. Just to have, you know, again, you don't want to just make changes just to make changes, but over time, you also want to bring in guys that you feel can elevate. Right. And then they're going to come through the system, if you would. Yeah. Whereas I think that with some of the coaches that they had were kind of stagnant and really weren't going anywhere. And I think they got the sense that maybe they had hit their ceilings and it wasn't quite to the level that they expected. So hopefully CJ can be part of that new class, if you would.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I like the addition. I mean, I think the cornerback room from the coaching perspective is really solid. I like the fact they went kind of outside the family tree again. I like these kind of hires. You know, Dave Merritt is a guy that we all love. He's going to be a DC at some point. I don't think there's any question about that. So CJ Cox could be the guy that kind of becomes eventually the full-time defensive backs coach. But I love this kid. I love this coach. I think it's a great move by the organization. And I mean, we all know the cornerback room is going to look different next year. They're going to rely on Fulton because of the way he played the last couple of years, being 100% healthy. I think they saw what they were paying for. They got Noah Williams, who, you know, was probably their best rookie next to Josh Simmons this year. You know, we don't know what's going to happen with McDuffie. I think half of us think he's going to get traded. The other half doesn't. You know, they've got him under contract for next year. And it's just if McDuffie, he doesn't get traded, is he willing to play for the franchise tag or to the guaranteed contract, or is he going to hold out for a bigger deal? It's got the same age
for the fourth round, for the fourth pick.
No, I think that I can tell you. I know.
Crap.
I know from sources the Dallas Cowboys are a team that probably is going to attempt to make a play for Trent McDuffie. So we'll see if that pans out or not. Usually, some of these rumors don't hit till after the Super Bowl, which is this weekend. Now, teams announce deals prior to the start of the league year. And I would not be shocked if Trent McDuffie deal is announced before the league begins, I think on March 10th or 12th, when the new league year begins. Plus, we didn't even talk about it. Salary cap's going to be way up. So that's already helping the Chiefs right now.
I don't know.
Yeah, they said you just look at it. I think the salary cap. They were just like had a listing of like through the years. I think the salary cap has actually doubled in the last 10 years.
Yeah,
and just to see if where it was like even 10 years before that.
Yeah,
it's just amazing. These guys are printing money. Everybody wants a piece of the NFL, and the NFL just keeps giving them more and more and more. So this next NFLPA deal that they make is going to be very critical.
Yeah, and the Chiefs were like $79 million over the cap. Now they're only 54 just because of the increased number.
Yeah. So, and I think when we talk about the free agents, it'll come up in terms of, you know, how they move this money around and how that's going to impact things as well, because they're going to have to. It's just a matter of, you know, how much and everything else. But yeah, hopefully CJ Cox can be part of that, because these guys came in, both coaches, the younger coaches that they brought in come in as quality control, which is kind of like the entry level position. So they're going to be doing a lot of things, just learning the nuts and bolts of how an NFL operation works. And yeah, they'll be bringing in their 2 cents, but I don't know that you're really going to get a ton from these guys outside of just that. Whereas whoever's running that group, these guys will be like their gopher pretty much.
Yep, pretty much.
All right, we'll get to the next question for Nick.
All right, Nick. Chad O'Shea, Nate Pagan taking over, both coming into the building, offensive coaches, working with the wide receivers. Is there any excuse left for this group of wide receivers?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of excuses left, but we'll see what pans out.
Reasonable ones.
Reasonable ones. Okay, now we know we know there are 2 certainties. You got Xavier Worthy, who admittedly had, first game, gets a shoulder injury, lingered that all season. He had his off season, so he's good. He also had a knee injury, which limited his speed, and I think that's why he had such a difficult time with his footwork. You've got Royals. We don't know where Rashee Rice is. We hope Thornton is back. I think Thornton was making the Super Bowl rounds this week, so I'll be curious once some of those interviews come out if he talks about his return to Kansas City.
He's got a good agent. Get him out there.
Yeah, he's got a good agent getting out there. So, I mean, I love Chad. To me, Chad O'Shea is the best hire they've made on the staff, even above Eric Bieniemy, because of what his track record is at wide receivers. Throughout his career, he and Eric started. Shut up, Andre. You let me talk. I
didn't say nothing, Nick.
I'm your senior dude, and don't you ever forget it.
You're right. You're right.
In your place right away.
Hey, I let you
all right,
have
Junior,
it, Nick.
Just hold on. You can whelp me later, but I'm
you good. You're good.
All right. So I mean, honestly, I think the Chad O'Shea hire is terrific. The wide receiver group is going to be better if somehow Rashee Rice, has not violated his agreement with the state of Texas. He gets a chance to play. Maybe the Chiefs trade him. I would like to see them salvage Rice if all possible. I think Chad O'Shea would be a good guy with Travis Kelce more than likely coming back for one more year. I think that's a pretty good combination to help get the wide receivers in the place they need to be. But the key is, can he turn Royals from a bench guy to a productive receiver? And can he work with Xavier Worthy to improve his footwork? And I think health will have something to do with that. But to me, this hire, it was a home run by Andy. And obviously, I think this was part of the deal with Bieniemy. He wanted this guy. He did not follow his head coach to Atlanta. He decided to come to Kansas City with a pretty big challenge, I think. Plus, he's got Patrick Mahomes as the quarterback, so that kind of helps out a little bit too.
Well, we'll see, man. I want to, I think it is the time. You know what I mean? Because they like Hurl said, they was talking to week 13, week 12. One of them talking about, we still got to get him random. As long as they don't bring dancing TikTok Juju back, I'm good. As long as they don't bring Juju back and dancing in the locker room, getting the guys ready for a dance session in the hallway and by the cafeteria. Then no, I don't want that. We need
a good way to build some unity.
I bet it is.
I bet it is. We ain't looking for community. We ain't looking for the Jackson 5. We looking for some receivers out here to actually get it done. We looking for some guys to actually, we ain't looking at nobody out there dancing.
Yeah, but those dances do help with the footwork.
All right, Swan.
But other than that, man, I feel like yes, he what he did with Julie Edelman, Randy Moss is Randy Moss. Some people still gonna give him his credit for Randy Moss at the last.
Randy Moss is the freak.
You know what I mean? What he did with New England, what he did with Julie Edelman, the kid that went from he's with the Browns now. I keep on forgetting his name.
Jerry Jeudy,
yeah. Judge Judy. What he did with him with the, Cleveland Browns, that was his last year with Cleveland Browns. And what you see what he did with that, you got Worthy. You see him running out of bounds. You see him, him and Travis Kelce in the wrong place at times. And I want to see what he can do with that speed, because Worthy had the catching ability. He had the speed to all get it done. If you can put it there, he could be a top.
I guess he's missing a will alignment then, because you can't run a straight line then. Huh?
And a Rashee Rice, man, you know what I mean? That's my guy. I love the kid.
Big gold jacket guy. Big gold jacket guy.
He was the start of it. So I want to see his rap tree grow. I want to see his rap tree grow. I don't want to see him, in a, somewhere that's, in the slot, the gadget guy, catching the screen passes, taking up the field. I want to see his route tree grow because you see what Thornton was going. Whoever was coaching Thornton need to be, be get the same look.
The same people, right?
Yeah.
But I think this will be the last time. Like, because are you going to see like if that's the case, and he coming in here like, okay, I don't see it in these guys in 2026, and they take Tate at 9, or they take Jordan Tyson, or heck, Denzel Boston probably go up the boards. They take him at 9, so we'll see about that. So I think this is the the time in 2026 to see what this wide receiver group can do. Go ahead, coach.
Man, honestly, man, if they can turn Edelman and JJ, if these coaches can do this to them, I'm pretty sure they can give us the same in Kansas City, right? Thornton, to me, is the best receiver this year, right? He was the best receiver this year, right? He got the speed, man. He was getting separation downfield, and like I said, he got the hustle. But I do believe this. I believe they can come here and they can help this receiving core out tremendously. You know what I'm saying? I really do believe that. But going to Xavier Worthy, it's the inconsistency, man, of Xavier Worthy. And then the injuries plays a big role, right? I want to see what Royals can do. You know what I'm saying? I want to see what Royals can bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? I want to see with the good coaching, what can he do? You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of excited with this coaching staff, what they're gonna bring to the table. I really am. But again, we'll see. We'll see, because if they can turn these guys elite, you know what I'm saying? Lou, be a top 5. You know what I'm saying? Have some top 5 receivers this year. If they can change the game this year, man, you got my blessings. You got my blessings. But with that being said, we'll see though. Yeah, we'll see, because it's so much inconsistency happened this year. So
I don't know if O'Shea is a better hire than Bieniemy, but he's certain. But I think it's a more important hire. And hear me out, because of the fact that you've got young receivers that I think maybe just need to be corralled a little bit and have like a coach with a voice that commands some respect, that has experience, that has worked with some pros that I'm sure these kids look up to and have seen, like, okay, this is good stuff. We need more from this guy to help us get to where we want to get. And if they come in with that mindset that they're not just, hey, a couple bad plays here and there. No, it's a lot of discipline. You hear about this a lot. You're the 1% of the 1%. So you're going to have the edge is through your technique. You have to be able better technically, because everybody in the league is a good athlete. They all can kind of know how to play. So what are those little margins that you can get better at? And that's what I think this group needs. But each one of them has their own little things that they have to deal with. So that's the part that you have to. There's a lot of work to do. Mm-hmm. Royals, we just don't know. He didn't get the opportunity. So he wasn't coming along in the offense, or he was making mistakes in alignment, or was not running the proper routes, running routes to the right depth in practice or whatever. And they're like, well, he's just not ready to play. We can't put him in the game. That's so true. Okay, it's a redshirt year. Let's get some real coaches in here. Let's see what he can do. Can Rice kind of get his off the field act together and just kind of focus on his profession? Not everybody's cut out to try to want to be the best. I mean, we assume that all these guys do, but maybe they're just incredibly gifted, talented athletes that say, hey, I can show up and they pay me all this money. And I'll just go out and play whatever. That's what separates the great ones, is they don't just want to show up and be part of the club. They want to be, the top dogs in the club. So let's see if they can get some of that mentality in that room and just kind of feed off of each other's energies to want to be the best. And that's truly what they need. And they'll probably add, they'll add another young receiver in the draft.
You just said a whole lot, Lou. It's about how bad do y'all want to be great out there? You know what I'm saying? How bad do y'all want to be great? So we're definitely going to see.
Yeah, and a lot of it, maybe that's what you always hear Coach Reed talking about. We're just a tick off here, tick off. And those are those little things that, again, made Worthy losing himself on the field, or maybe the route's not being run to the proper depth, the timing's off. So Patrick's drop is like he's ready to throw it, guy's not there yet, or the guy gets there before he's ready to throw it, or a lot of different things to it. But the bottom line is this receiving group needs a steady hand that they respect and that they can learn stuff from, and they can see it on a regular basis starting whenever they get on OTA in April or whatever it is.
Not dancing on TikTok, but let's get to the last question.
Helps with the footwork, Hense. Come on. So looking at this whole board, is this the best coaching staff Andy Reid has ever assembled?
He's speaking
Tell
to
you
existence.
what, man, you got to get that. You get that team picture of his original staff in Philadelphia.
Yeah,
a lot of head coaches on there. A lot of head coaches. So, that's a tough one.
No.
Off the rip, huh, Nick? No, huh?
No. This is and Lou's right. You go back to some of the disciples and the men at the table in Philadelphia. I think he's had some good staffs here in Kansas City.
Jim Johnson coaching the defense. John Gruden being a lower level, but kind of working his way up. Harbaugh.
I would say this ranks in the top.
Ron Rivera, Juan Castillo, the offensive line coach. You mentioned Harbaugh.
Lou, you just buried it right there. You just buried it right there.
McDermott, at a certain point, he came a little bit later, not on the original staff, but eventually he came in and rose up the ranks. And they had some good. And that's the same thing with Holmgren. I mean, if you really want to go down the rabbit hole, go back to Holmgren's staff in Green Bay when you had Gruden, Reed, and Mooch and all those guys just on the offensive side of the ball. So, it's a tough one to live up to. I don't even know if this is the best one that he's had in Kansas City, depending on how you feel about Doug Peterson, how you feel about Matt Nagy, how you feel about some of the other guys that have moved on. But it's going to be tough, but it's certainly different, which is good, and that's what they need, a little shake up.
Listen, y'all didn't bury the whole question, man. The Eagles coaching staff can kick ass, bro. It's not even close. You know what I'm saying? It's not even close. Like, the power of EB still don't trump what they had over there with the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm at to go with the Eagles on this one. I'm going to the Eagles on this one.
I think it would be better than last year. I think in a year prior, since Tyreek Hill left,
certainly better than last year.
Yes, that's better than last year, no question.
Last year and a year prior and a year before that, you know what I mean? Yeah. Since Eric Bieniemy left, I think it's got to be better than all those coaching staffs behind that. John Gruden, heck, that's one of the guys I was rooting for. That I would love to have John Gruden on this staff. With Andy Reid, EB, all the minds together with one master, guru and Patrick Mahomes, hey, that would be amazing. But could it be? I think it's one of assemblies looking at last year's coaching staff. It's got to be light storms way better than that in the years prior before that.
Now, answer the question, sir. Is it the best that Andy Reid put together?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, it's difficult because we've seen what all those guys have done when he originally brought them to Philadelphia. Where they've gone,
the jury is still out.
Exactly, because these some of the changes that they've made, the guys haven't coached here yet, right? So let's see. I mean, you like to think, okay, Chad O'Shea knows how to coach wide receivers, so that should be good. If Deland McCullough comes in, great running mate. EB, great running backs coach. So I think you're gonna see improvements in those two rooms, which is really what you're looking for. And that's I think was the whole idea behind this, because I think they feel pretty decent about the defensive staff. They've made some subtle changes and some guys have moved on, but Merritt and Spags are still there, and that's what you want to see. Hopefully Joe Cullen comes back. I don't know if they've made their DC choice yet. I haven't really paid attention. But again, it's Jesse Minter, and he's a defensive guy. And it's almost, I think I said it before, it's almost like going to be the OC for Andy Reid. So, I mean, he's going to kind of have his hands all over the defense, Jesse Minter in Baltimore. But he's going to want this guy to kind of, maybe coach those guys during the week. But I think Minter's probably going to call the defensive signals, defensive plays, whatever you want to say.
Good deal. Honestly, what I'm saying is this: everybody from the Eagles coaching tree under Andy Reid was successful being the head coach. When they went out on their own, they became very successful. Playoff coaches, Super Bowl coaches. That's why I say that. Now, what's going on right now is yet to be determined, because, like I said, this is a different type. This is a different group of guys coming in right now. So,
is this thing on?
You know what I'm saying? So we'll see.
I think I heard this somewhere before, but I think I was talking to myself. So.
You know what? My bad. I think my headphones. Maybe it's my headphones, Lou. I don't know. But you know what? Honestly, man, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. We got Factor Cap still coming up on Friday, correct?
Friday's the day.
And then we're gonna be talking about the key free agents with the Kansas City Chiefs, that
current free agents on the team.
Why nobody talking about the Super Bowl, guys? There's no hype at all.
Friday.
Yeah, Friday. We're gonna be talking about it on Friday.
All right, ESPN. Ain't nobody talking about it.
Cardinals will ever get to the Super Bowl.
Coach, give us a quick paragraph on the Super Bowl. What are your thoughts?
Hell, man, my biggest takeaway from the Super Bowl is going to be Darnold. I think because he's been to different teams and he finally getting his just due. So I'm rooting for Darnold. I'm rooting for Darnold. You want to take it there because this is him. Let the NFL know, like, yay, I'm that guy. Yeah. Put me up there with the best quarterbacks of this generation. So that's how I look at it, man. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, I think that's been the biggest storyline of the playoffs is everybody that has doubted Seattle. It's like, okay,
exactly.
We haven't seen Sam do it in the playoffs, and he still has turned the ball over. I think he leads the league in turnovers. Calmed it down a little bit during the playoffs so far, but again, if he plays a clean game, you got to believe that Seattle probably wins it just because of how good the defense has played.
Ooh, come on, man. Talk about it, man.
And New England's offense is. I mean, quite frankly, they really haven't been very impressive in the playoffs. Now, obviously, they've done enough to win, and that's ultimately what you want to do. But you really haven't seen anything that makes you think okay, we have an advantage here against Seattle's defense, or we can attack this, or we can get busy with something like that. It's going to be on Sam, and it will be a tremendous story. Hey. As long as he turns it over less than 2 times.
Come on, talk heavy.
We'll let him have 1 turnover. Nothing devastating.
Hey, Lou, real quick, JSN, the way they use JSN out, they put him in different positions out the backfield. That's the X factor, because we know Gonzalez on the outside. They put that man in the backfield, man, kind of that running back decoy, right? Put him in the backfield, man, let him come out the backfield. So that to me is impressive by itself, because he's utilizing JSN, he taking advantage of his, his strengths. You know what I'm saying?
They, relatively now, obviously JSN in terms of a wide receiver, head and shoulders and many feet above Curtis Samuel, but Curtis Samuel, another one of these Ohio State guys that they really haven't been able to find a position for, but you see him when he was with Washington, bringing him out of the backfield when he was with Buffalo, but he never really caught on. Whereas you got JSN, that's this elite receiver, and now they're kind of using him a little bit, that game against the Rams. He just got lost. Miscommunication of the defense. It was almost like, wait a second, why is he in the backfield? Who has him? You have him? No, I got it. You got him, whatever. And he got lost in the back of the end zone. But no, I mean, he's coming out party for him, obviously, this year, because, no DK, no Lockett. He was getting all, and he obviously rose to the occasion and then some. Offensive player of the year, potentially. And whereas I guess with New England, they just, again, it's almost like the 99 2000 team, Brady's first Super Bowl team, when they didn't really have anything spectacular. Brady didn't do anything that really wowed anyone, but they won that game against the Rams in the margins. They made the plays when they had to. Ty Law with the big pick 6. Brady didn't turn it over. It was like kind of dink and dunk, but they really shut down the greatest show on turf.
You know what's crazy though? Even with Puka Danuka, man, how they using these receivers now? They coming out the backfield now. They got the receivers coming out the backfield, and to me, I'm like, wow, it's like that's the direction the NFL is going. Like they got the best receivers coming out the backfield and creating mismatches, man. So that's
some guys have been able to do it. I mean, San Francisco, I think probably was one of the first ones to do it with Debo. You've seen it, somewhat, but you gotta have the right body type too, where Puka's like a devastating blocker in the run game. He's a big, thick dude, so that he could probably take it a little bit, especially
that's that Shanahan McVay. Hey, it's the part of that tree. It's the part of that tree.
Like blitz pickup and things like that. That's what you worry
about. They do over there.
If you try to major in that, but if they'll sprinkle JSN. JSN not a big guy, but so he can. Maybe he'll run some routes out of there, but
so what
but you're almost telling them, hey, this is a pass, right? We're not going to run it. We're not going to run power behind JSN. For Walker coming out of the backfield.
Big facts, man.
Before we close out, what do y'all think about the Pro Bowl? Do y'all watch it or
I ain't watching that shit.
I don't watch any of it.
No, I think they've been like toying with it, playing with it. You get some fan engagement a little bit, and you get the players when it's not like an intense competitive situation. So I think it's more of a fan, almost like a fanfare where you just kind of show up, maybe get some autographs and whatever. But
it's just not competitive.
Don't even play that game anymore. Because tell me, if you're a coach, right? And you got Joe Burrows out there. Do you think anybody in the Cincinnati Bengals organization isn't watching that, holding their breath the whole time? Jamar Chase doing a backflip into the end zone, right? Is he going to blow out a knee? And now they even moved it to like a Tuesday night. So I think they're trying to kill it, or it feels like that. Like maybe this is it. This might be the end. We'll still vote for the teams, and we don't have to have these replacements come in and all this BS because a lot of these guys have it attached to contracts.
Yeah.
And so
I think it's more of an accolade thing, Lou. I think it's the fact that he's
just like the
Pro Bowler,
like
the
it's
more accolade.
Like the All Pro team. You want to vote. These are the Pro Bowlers for this year. That's it. We don't have to go on the field and do all this wackiness.
Yeah, exactly.
If they want to go out there and play dodgeball, let them go out there and play dodgeball. Do some of the other stuff. But I think the game is just like, okay, nobody's really playing defense. What are we doing? So
exactly.
Yeah. So with that said, guys, we'll see you guys Friday. I watched a little bit of the highlights, but I ain't watched, the whole games and everything else.
You like to see who shows up, right? I mean, the fashion, the style,
I see Michael Parsons kept running out there in the wheelchair, so I'm like,
he had the little scooter.
I said if he run over somebody. But hey, only person I was watching was George Pickens. Maybe a future Chief. We don't know it. Maybe he's gonna finally.
He's just so inconsistent, man.
Creed was firing that dodgeball though, man. Creed was good.
Yeah, man.
So with that said, we'll see you guys Friday with Factor Cap, and we'll be talking about the Chiefs free agents.
Peace.
Yeah.
Loyal to the team, every victory we slay. Chiefs Blitz Podcast, where the real fans unite. Every touchdown score, we ignite the night. From tailgate chatter to post-game debate, we love our Chiefs, yeah, it's never too late.